Goeiemôre graad 11's, good morning grade 11's. Ons gaan vandag kyk na skryftekens en spelling. Julle kan julle handboeke vir my oopmaak op bladsy 116. You can open up your handbooks on page 116. What is very important for you to know is that skryftekens are those little special characters that we put with letters in words, and they tell us how to pronounce a specific word. They are so very important. If I leave them out where they are needed, you can see that as a spelling mistake. It's an error. Let's continue. Hierdie is 'n opsomming van al die verskillende skryftekens wat ons in Afrikaans kry. So this is just a summary of all the different little special characters that we find in Afrikaans. Ek wil graag begin met die kappie. Dit is hier regs onder in die blokkie. Now guys, you can see this summary is actually very cute. It's the face of a little man. So if you forget about your different special characters in Afrikaans, you can just draw yourselves a little picture like this. So you can see here are the eyebrows, the eyes, the little nose. We are at the nose now, the kappie. And all of these characters have very important functions, and that's the way I want you to think about them. They tell me how to pronounce something. So kom ons kyk na die kappie. 'n Kappie maak die vokaal langer. What on earth does that mean? It means that this little hat-shaped character makes the vowel sound in a word longer. So my vowels, of course, are arme ek is oupa eil. Okay, so that's A, E, I, O, U. So you can see from the examples here in the block, van die voorbeelde kan julle sien. Ons sê br. That's a long sound. Otherwise it would be broe. Nee, that sounds weird. Of kerel in plaas van kurrel. I don't even know what a kurrel is. Okay, so you can see it makes the sound longer. More, not more. More. Okay, so that's what it does. But of course there are a few exceptions, and one of the exceptions is the word vleermuis, a bat. Okay, it does not get a kappie. Let us continue on to the next one. The next one I want to look at, you will see, are the eyes. Dit is die deelteken. In English we talk about a umlaut. 'n Deelteken skei twee vokale wat nie tot dieselfde lettergreep behoort nie. Guys, this sounds complicated, but it's actually very simple. This deelteken just shows us that two vowel sounds must be separate if they don't belong to the same syllable. For example, moer, moer. You can hear there on the second E, it separates the two sounds. Of vleer. Otherwise it would be vleer. It doesn't sound right. Okay, so this deelteken, just simply put, shows me that two vowel sounds must be separate. Think of a word, for example, like the past tense of eet, ge-eet. That's probably one of the easiest examples. There are three E's next to each other in that word, ge-eet. So my deelteken will go on the second E to show me that the sounds must be separate. Die volgende skryfteken waarna ek graag wil kyk saam met julle is die koppelteken. Okay, so dit is die mannetjie se mond. It's a little man's mouth. Die koppelteken of 'n hyphen, soos wat julle dit in Engels ken, voeg twee woorde aan mekaar. Waar gebruik ons dit oral? Now you have to listen very carefully to all the cases where I will use this hyphen in Afrikaans. Wanneer ons die name van plekke het wat uit twee dele bestaan, soos KwaZulu-Natal of byvoorbeeld Klein Karoo, Victoria Wes, especially guys if one of the parts is a direction like Wes, Oos, Suid. Think for example of Oos koppelteken London, West London. Where we will also use this is when we want to avoid certain vowel sounds next to each other. And there you can look at the example in the block, eende eier. It's one concept, therefore it must be written as one word, but I cannot do that where sounds might be confusing together. So to avoid that confusion for the pronunciation, I put a hyphen. Kom ons gaan aan. Die volgende skryfteken waarna ek graag wil kyk is die afkappingsteken, the apostrophe. Ons gebruik dit wanneer ons 'n letter weglaat byvoorbeeld. So die voorbeeld wat julle gaan sien is huis, H-I afkappingsteken S. Die letter wat ons daar weglaat is 'n I. So ons wil sê hy is, maar nou maak ons dit korter en dus vervang ons die I met 'n afkappingsteken. So we replace the I with an apostrophe. We also use it for plurals and for making things smaller, die verkleining van woorde wat eindig op I, O, U of met 'n beklemtoonde A with an emphasized I. So for example, if I talk about my mother in the plural, mothers, ma's, it would be M-A apostrophe S. Or if I want to say the little father, pa afkappingsteken ki, paaki. Then we also use it for surnames and names that end on E-S, so either an E or an S, but that are not pronounced. Okay? There we will also use it for the plural as well as the verkleining. I hope that makes sense. Please do ask me if I need to explain a bit more. Then the next one I would like to look at with you is the graphis. Okay, this is one of my accent signs. You can see it leans backwards. It's the one little eyebrow of the man. And what we do with these, they tell us, they're mostly on an E in Afrikaans, they tell us that we must make a nice flat sound. For example, he, de, ne, appel. You can hear it's that ah sound. And that's all that does. It just shows us how to pronounce a word. Die akiet, that's the other eyebrow, is sy maatjie. You can see them as friends. The one points the one way, the one points the other way. Die akiet gebruik ons om 'n woord te beklemtoon. So we use this little accent to emphasize a word. Now, it makes sense mostly when I use a word in a sentence. So let's say I tell you a story about a lion. Die leeu het baie geëet vandag. So you can hear there, if I have my accents on the two E's, it will emphasize the word. I hope that makes sense to you. Let's continue. You can also go and read up in your handbook from page 274 to 276 for more examples of these different characters. And also there's some information about spelling in general, about vowel sounds, etc. So please go and have a look at that before you start with the next exercise. Hierdie oefening is op bladsy 116 in julle handboeke. Julle gaan sien, daar is 3 paragrawe. There are 3 paragraphs. Ek gaan die instruksies net gou vinnig vir julle lees. Verbeter dan die spelfoute in die 3 brokkies inligting oor natuurwonders waarin skryftekens weggelaat of verkeerd gebruik is. So you will see, in these 3 paragraphs, they left out certain skryftekens, and you have to fix them. You have to put in the correct ones, and you will see at the end of each paragraph, they tell you how many mistakes you must find. So, read carefully through each paragraph, rewrite the paragraph with the correct spelling. Let us continue. When you are done with that, you will see question 2 is actually quite fun. It's a crossword puzzle. Gebruik die leidrade om die blokkies raaisel in te vul. So use the clues to complete the crossword. Julle gaan sien, dit is redelik maklik. Byvoorbeeld nommer 3, 13, 14, 16. What comes between 14 and 16? Make sure of your spelling. Wat moet ons met die natuur doen? Vir nommer 5. So think of an Afrikaans word, for example, for appreciate. The rest of them, I think, are pretty self-explanatory. Please, if there are any questions about this, you know you can contact me on the WhatsApp group. If you feel too shy to answer or to ask something on the group, please just send me a private message and I will help you. This work is for tomorrow, please. Hierdie werk is asseblief vir môre. Laat weet my indien julle enigiets nie verstaan het nie en ek help graag. Ek hoop julle het almal 'n heerlike dag.